Chosen one, they vanished from your life so suddenly it felt like a magic trick. What you don't know is that weeks ago, they wove elaborate falsehoods about you. Stories that twisted your character, your intentions, your truth. They spread these tales strategically, attempting to control the narrative in your shared circles. A calculated move to protect their reputation at the expense of yours. But fate has a certain poetry to it. Their carefully crafted lies reached someone they never anticipated, a person whose loyalty to truth outweighed any alliance to them. Someone who recognized the fabrications immediately and confronted them with unwavering certainty. Now they're hiding, not from what you did, but from what they said you did. They're staying away because they can't bear to face you, knowing their deception has been exposed by the very person whose support they desperately needed. Their absence isn't about your actions. It's about their lies meeting the one person who would call them out without hesitation. They chose the wrong confidant for their fiction, and now they can't escape the consequences. Their motivation stemmed from wounded ego and fear. When confronted with your authentic power, they felt diminished. Rather than rising to meet your magnificence, they attempted to dim your light through slander, a desperate act from a desperate soul. They painted you as something entirely opposite to your true nature, perhaps unstable, manipulative, or untrustworthy, the very qualities they themselves embody but refuse to acknowledge. The moment these words left their lips, immediate regret followed. Recognition flashed across their consciousness. They had committed an act of cosmic betrayal, not just against you, but against the sacred connection you share, against truth itself. Their spirit knew instantly what their ego refused to accept. They had jeopardized something irreplaceable to protect something as fragile and temporary as their reputation. The damage was done. Words once released cannot be recaptured. The seeds of deception were planted in fertile soil, already taking root and growing beyond their control. What began as a momentary lapse in judgment has transformed into an ongoing situation requiring constant maintenance. Each day, they must reinforce the original lie with new deceptions. Each encounter demands consistent narrative. The exhaustion of maintaining these falsehoods drains their life force daily. The person they confided in recognized the power of this information immediately. Perhaps not consciously, perhaps not with malicious intent, but in the subtle way that humans instinctively grasp leverage when it appears. This created an unspoken pact, a tacit understanding that the information could be weaponized if necessary. What looked like friendship revealed itself as something more transactional. Make no mistake, this is spiritual blackmail. Information held as collateral against someone's soul. The constant threat of exposure keeps them locked in patterns of behavior that go against their deeper knowing. They perform according to expectations, maintaining appearances while sacrificing authenticity. They participate in conversations about you that make them physically ill afterward. They nod in agreement with assessments they know to be false. Behind the scenes, machinations occur without your knowledge. Conversations halt when you enter rooms. Glances exchange hidden meanings when your name arises. The person holding power over them occasionally reminds them of their vulnerable position. Through subtle references that appear innocent to others but land with devastating impact on their target. This psychological warfare operates beneath the surface of everyday interactions. They believe staying away from you provides safety. Distance creates plausible deniability. Separation supports the narrative they've constructed. Proximity to you threatens to collapse their carefully maintained facade. Being near your energy activates their conscience, makes lying more difficult, increases the risk of exposure. They fear one honest moment between you could unravel everything they've fought to maintain. Their inability to move forward while this threat exists has left them suspended between worlds, neither fully committed to the lie nor brave enough to embrace truth, trapped in limbo of their own creation. The cosmic stagnation of their spirit manifests as depression, anxiety, unusual behavior, erratic decisions. Their external circumstances increasingly reflect their internal chaos. Even as they maintain physical and emotional distance, their true feelings refuse to diminish. Cosmic connections cannot be severed by human deception. The bond between you transcends ordinary relationship dynamics. It operates on frequency levels beyond conscious manipulation. While their ego constructs barriers, their soul continues reaching for yours across the divide. Their thoughts return to you constantly, unbidden and unwelcome to their conscious mind. Your face appears in dreams, your voice echoes in quiet moments. Random objects trigger cascades of memories. Songs on the radio seem specifically chosen to remind them of what they've sacrificed. The universe conspires to keep your essence present in their awareness, despite all efforts to forget. Deep within, recognition of your destined connection burns like an eternal flame. No amount of denial extinguishes this knowing. They attempt to rationalize it away through spiritual bypassing, psychological explanations, or dismissal of the metaphysical entirely. Yet the knowing persists. The certainty remains. The truth cannot be permanently obscured, even from themselves. This internal conflict tears them apart. The dissonance between what they truly feel and what they pretend to feel creates unbearable tension. Their authentic self battles against the false persona they've adopted, their higher consciousness wars with ego-driven fear. Their soul's longing contradicts their mind's rationalizations. This inner chaos manifests as physical symptoms, emotional instability, and spiritual crisis. Each day brings fresh frustration at their self-created prison. They recognize the absurdity of their situation, staying away from what they truly desire because of words spoken in a moment of weakness. The cost of maintaining this deception grows steeper. The energy required to sustain falsehoods increases exponentially while their spiritual resources deplete. They approach a breaking point where something must give. A particularly fascinating aspect of this situation lies in their perception of your awareness. They attribute to you extraordinary perception. In their mind, you already know everything. Your intuitive abilities seem limitless from their perspective. They imagine you've seen through every deception without effort. They picture you receiving divine messages about their betrayal, consulting spiritual guides who reveal their secrets, accessing Akashic records containing their every thought. This projected omniscience creates additional barriers to reconciliation. Why confess what they believe you already know? Why explain what they assume has already been divinely revealed? Why approach someone they imagine has already judged and condemned them based on perfect information? Their belief in your complete awareness, paradoxically, prevents the very conversations that might create genuine understanding. They recognize your heightened spiritual gifts with a mixture of awe and terror. Your connection to higher realms both attracts and intimidates them. They sense you operate from different laws than ordinary humans. Your frequency vibrates at levels they aspire to but haven't achieved. This discrepancy in spiritual development simultaneously draws them toward you and pushes them away. Shame prevents their approach. The magnitude of their deception, contrasted with the magnitude of your perceived awareness, creates an imbalance they cannot navigate. They feel cosmically outmatched, their human weaknesses exposed before divine discernment, their temporary, ego-driven choices laid bare before eternal truth. They cannot imagine forgiveness on such a scale because they cannot conceive of consciousness operating beyond the limitations they've placed on themselves. The following is a message from Mike, founder of the Obsidian Inner Order, powered by Astral Atom. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you walk through this awakening alone. Never gonna scroll past your suffering like it's just content. This isn't just a rickroll. It's a lifeline in disguise. I built the Obsidian Inner Order because too many of us have been exiled for seeing the truth. Cast out by family, gaslit by cults, haunted by gifts we didn't ask for. So now we gather. Every week, live on Zoom. Real people, real faces. A former CFO turned psychic, a seer who escaped. Mormonism, a healer who broke free of ritual abuse. And yes, the calls are recorded, so when you're on the floor, you can come back to the field. We're not a meme. We're a miracle. And we're never gonna give you up. Join the Obsidian Inner Order, link in the description. Significant healing must occur before genuine reconnection becomes possible. The damage extends beyond your relationship into the fabric of their own being. Their self-betrayal wounded them more profoundly than any external circumstance. By denying truth, they fractured their own spirit. These fragments must be gathered and reintegrated before they can approach you with integrity. Their desire for a new beginning burns within them. Beneath layers of fear, beneath defensive posturing, beneath practiced indifference, longing for reconciliation remains. They envision scenarios of confession, forgiveness, and renewal. They imagine unburdening themselves of deception's weight. They dream of standing before you in complete authenticity, regardless of outcome. These visions provide momentary relief from their self-imposed exile. Fear of catastrophic backlash prevents action on these desires. They've calculated potential consequences of truth-telling and found the risks overwhelming. Professional reputations, social standing, existing relationships, carefully constructed. Identities all appear threatened by honest disclosure. The person holding information against them represents unpredictable variables in an already complex equation. They cannot predict the chain reaction that confession might trigger. The inner work required seems insurmountable from their current perspective. Facing their shadow aspects, acknowledging patterns of deception, accepting responsibility without a qualification, developing courage to prioritize truth over comfort, cultivating willingness to accept consequences, building capacity to tolerate uncertainty. Each of these represents significant spiritual development they've previously avoided. The cosmic timeline unfolds at its own pace. Your separation continues, not due to lack of connection, but precisely because the connection matters too much to approach carelessly. The universe withholds reunion until the conditions support truth, until falsehoods have been cleared away, until lessons have been integrated, until both souls stand ready for the next phase of your shared journey. Throughout this complex situation, your position remains uniquely powerful. While they flounder in self-created complications, you stand in clarity. While they struggle with conflicting narratives, you remain centered in truth. While they exhaust themselves maintaining deceptions, you conserve energy by aligning with authentic reality. This fundamental difference explains why they appear diminished while you continue expanding. Your heightened perception serves as both protection and guidance system. Trust the intuitive flashes that reveal inconsistencies. Honor the bodily sensations that signal discrepancies between words and truth. Acknowledge the dreams that communicate messages your conscious mind might otherwise dismiss. Your multidimensional awareness provides access to information beyond physical evidence. Divine discernment separates truth from falsehood, not through intellectual analysis alone, but through integrated knowing that encompasses all aspects of your being. When information arrives, whether through direct communication, third-party reports, or psychic impression, Run it through your complete sensory system. Notice what resonates at the cellular level. Pay attention to what aligns with your soul's recognition of truth. Maintain your sovereign energy field during this period of separation. The temptation to reach across the divide, to force resolution, to demand explanation may arise repeatedly. Recognize these impulses without automatically acting upon them. Discern whether they emerge from ego's need for closure or spirit's authentic timing. Your boundaries represent sacred space where wisdom develops and strength consolidates. Your vibrational signature continues affecting them regardless of physical proximity. The frequency you maintain influences their experience even without direct contact. As you elevate your consciousness, their discomfort with deception intensifies. As you align more completely with truth, their misalignment becomes increasingly unbearable. Your personal evolution creates energetic pressure that eventually makes their current position unsustainable. Universal laws govern this situation as they govern all others. The law of cause and effect ensures that deceptions eventually reveal themselves. The pressure of unexpressed truth builds until containment becomes impossible. What remains hidden in darkness inevitably emerges into light. These principles operate regardless of human timetables or preferences. The truth demands expression through available channels. If direct confession becomes too threatening, watch for truth emerging sideways, through accidental revelations, through slips in their carefully maintained narrative, through third parties who received pieces of information and connect them differently than intended, through synchronicities that place evidence in your path at precisely the right moment. Their spiritual growth depends on reconciling with this situation. The lessons contained within this experience were cosmically designed for their specific developmental needs. The uncomfortable consequences of deception serve as perfect teachers for a soul requiring these exact understandings. Their higher self agreed to this curriculum before incarnation, recognizing its transformative potential. Time operates differently in spiritual dimensions than in human experience. What seems delayed or postponed from earthly perspective often represents perfect cosmic timing, the precise moment of revelation, the exact circumstances of truth-telling, the specific context of reconnection, all orchestrated to maximize growth potential for all souls involved. Divine timing considers variables beyond human awareness. Resolution already exists in the quantum field. In the non-linear reality beyond physical limitations, reconciliation has already occurred. The healing has already completed. The understanding has already dawned. The forgiveness has already transformed both souls. This eventual outcome exists as potential energy awaiting manifestation in your current timeline. Its completion remains certain, even as its emergence unfolds gradually. Nothing within your experience lacks meaning. This separation, this deception, this complicated entanglement serves purposes beyond immediate understanding. The divine choreography of your life journey includes this challenging sequence as essential movement rather than unfortunate accident. This experience reveals character with unmistakable clarity. Observe who stands in truth and who hides behind falsehoods. Notice who maintains integrity under pressure and who surrenders principles for convenience. Recognize who faces consequences directly and who deflects responsibility onto others. These revelations provide invaluable information about souls surrounding you. Your response to deception determines spiritual trajectory. Meeting betrayal with righteous vengeance keeps you locked in lower vibrational patterns. Responding with premature forgiveness that bypasses genuine healing creates illusory resolution. Navigating the middle path, acknowledging harm while maintaining compassion, seeking understanding without condoning actions, establishing boundaries while allowing growth, elevates your consciousness and accelerates evolution. The spiritual muscles developed through this trial prepare you for greater missions ahead: discernment between truth and falsehood, emotional resilience during prolonged uncertainty, capacity to perceive beyond physical evidence, ability to love without attachment to outcome. These qualities strengthen through the very challenges that appear to threaten your stability. Cosmic contracts fulfill themselves through human drama. Before incarnation, souls agree to play specific roles in each other's development. The person who appears as betrayer in this lifetime may have been the betrayed in previous existence. The painful dynamics between you create opportunities for resolving ancient patterns. The challenging circumstances offer potential completion of karmic cycles that have bound these souls together across multiple incarnations. Your path forward requires maintaining delicate balance between seemingly opposite approaches. Remain open to reconciliation without actively pursuing it. Hold space for truth without demanding its immediate appearance. Acknowledge hurt without allowing it to define your identity. Recognize the soul beyond their actions without dismissing the significance of those actions. Embody unconditional love without sacrificing discernment. These qualities appear contradictory only within limited human understanding. From higher perspective, they represent complementary aspects of evolved consciousness. You can simultaneously love the eternal soul and establish boundaries with current behavior. You can recognize divine essence while responding appropriately to human choices. Your energy field communicates more powerfully than words. The vibrational frequency you maintain sends clear messages across dimensions. When centered in your authentic power, your mere presence activates truth in others. Without speaking, without acting, without direct intervention, your aligned energy creates conditions where deception becomes increasingly difficult to sustain. Focus attention on your own sovereign territory rather than external circumstances beyond control. Your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, choices, actions, these comprise the domain where your authority remains absolute. As you bring these aspects into greater harmony with your highest truth, external reality naturally reorganizes to reflect this inner coherence. The final outcome already resides within you. The wisdom gained through this experience, the strength developed through challenge, the compassion cultivated through understanding human weakness, the discernment sharpened through encountering deception, the sovereignty established through maintaining boundaries. These represent the true treasures hidden within this difficult passage, more valuable than any specific resolution with individuals involved. Your current circumstances reflect cosmic positioning rather than random events. The specific challenges you face were precisely calibrated to your soul's evolutionary requirements. The particular individuals involved were carefully selected based on shared history and complementary lessons. The exact timing of these developments aligns with broader spiritual awakening occurring collectively. Recognize your central role in this unfolding drama. While they react, you respond. While they hide, you reveal. While they complicate, you simplify. While they resist growth, you embrace evolution. This fundamental difference places you at the creative center of the situation rather than its periphery. From this position of spiritual authority, you influence outcomes through consciousness rather than manipulation. The eyes of the universe watch this development with particular interest. Your handling of betrayal, your navigation of complex emotions, your choices regarding forgiveness and boundaries, these establish important precedents. The wisdom collected through your experience contributes to collective knowledge. The frequency patterns generated by your responses affect the entire grid of consciousness. Paradoxically, their deception about you revealed truth about them. Their attempts to diminish your light only highlighted the brilliance they feared. Their efforts to distort your image in others' eyes ultimately clarified your authenticity. What intended as harm transformed into spiritual protection, removing inauthentic connections and creating space for aligned relationships. Your destiny remains unaltered by human interference. The lies told about you cannot change your cosmic purpose. The temporary obstacles placed in your path cannot prevent your ultimate arrival. The separation enforced through deception cannot permanently sever soul connections. Divine orchestration continues arranging circumstances for highest possible outcomes, incorporating even apparent setbacks into perfect design. The person who lied about you to the wrong individual now faces natural consequences of that choice. They walk their own path of awakening through increasingly uncomfortable lessons. They navigate their own journey of reconciliation with higher truth. They confront their own shadow aspects through intensifying inner conflict. Their process unfolds in perfect timing alongside yours, though along different trajectories. Stand firmly in your sovereign power. Allow universal laws to operate without interference. Trust divine timing regarding revelation and resolution. Maintain focus on your own spiritual development rather than external validation. Remember always that your truth requires no defense. It radiates from your being with self-evident clarity that ultimately dissolves all deception encountered.